People ask the question, how does this affect me? A lot of people say that. How does this affect me, or how will knowing this information benefit me? uh, well, it affects you directly, for one, just in your day-to-day life. For two, it benefits you like this. We live in a society that has leaders, right? And we depend on these leaders to guide us in the right direction, right? Yeah, right. So, wouldn't it be wise of you to know where your leader's leading you? Or are you just going to blindly follow down any path that they choose, even though it's been proven that they're lying? That throughout history, on multiple occasions, the government and the people in charge of the government, and when I say people in charge of the government, I'm talking about international banking cartels, elite families like the Rothschilds. And that's another misconception that people think, is that when you use the word Illuminati that you're referring to some secret society or whatever. But in reality, when people use the term Illuminati, what they're referring to is a network of people that happen to be involved in secret societies, oftentimes many of them, that have a lot of power and a lot of pull when it comes to government, banking, military, agencies like CIA, FBI, all that, the school system, all the systems that make up the structure that we live in. You know what I'm saying? So when people use that term, that's all they're referring to. But a couple of rappers mentioned it in their songs, and now everybody looks at it like, oh, you think that Illuminati stuff is true? Yeah, that's the reason why they mentioned it in the song, to make you look stupid for believing it. But it's just a generic term used to describe the people that are in control. But anyway, back to the point. Yeah, it affects you because, so say you're blindly following this leader, which is exactly what most people are doing, because most people don't realize that, like for instance, the Gulf of Tonkin incident that led us into Vietnam, proven to be staged, proven to have not even occurred. Actually, they said that one of our ships got blown up in the Gulf of whatever country, and that is the reason why we're going to war with this country. And then 58 to 60,000 of our troops died in that war. All for, basically, wars are basically fought for the gain of the people who start these wars. And will you see any benefit from these gains that they have? No, not really. You'll go home and you'll continue to work your regular job and basically be subservient to them. So, you know what I'm saying? It affects you because, a lot of people like that I went to high school with, your kids, they're growing up now and they're going to high school and they're about to graduate soon and they're going to be 18 soon. And they have what's called in this country a draft. And they could easily draft your child to the war, to some war that they've started for some unknown reason. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, a lot of the reasons that they try to hide actually are public knowledge at this point. It's just that nobody bothers to look and see what it's all about. So everybody just blindly follows them down these paths. You know what I'm saying? And they create these illusions and they use false flag techniques and whatnot to gain the support of the people to go to war, even though they're going to war based upon false premise. So the real reason that that they usually go to war basically is basically like corporate takeover. You know what I'm saying? It's basically like in the hood, drug dealers, on a smaller scale, to bring it down to a smaller, more understandable scale. Gang members that's in the hood will go to war with each other. Not only gang members, but just basically like drug dealers. Like, you got this block, I got this block. I want the money that you're making on your block. So guess what? I'm gonna come over there, basically, and I'm gonna kill you and your crew, and I'm gonna take over your spot. Just like that. Same thing, but on a bigger scale. Except for It's not just you, it's not them and their crew that they're using to take these places over. It'll be your child. You know what I'm saying? And nobody ever wants to take preventative measures, and nobody ever really, well, I ain't gonna say nobody ever, but a lot of people don't feel like anything is affecting them until it's actually knocking down your door and taking your child and sending your child home in a box. You know what I'm saying? From some war that they done sent them off to fight under false pretenses. You know what I'm saying? And these false pretenses have been exposed. The information, there's enough information, enough evidence, enough paperwork, enough testimony, enough evidence, period, to conclude that they've lied about every war that we've been in, basically since the country started. You know what I'm saying? The president, that was the president at the time of Pearl Harbor, I guess Truman, I think it was, he purposely started cutting off trade and doing things, you know what I'm saying, and doing things to provoke Japan, you know what I'm saying? All this is on record or whatever. You can go look it up. Nobody probably will, but you know what I'm saying, it's there if you choose to. It's there, it's easy to prove, you know what I'm saying? It's been proven. I mean, that's why we have researchers. You know what I'm saying? That's why a society is equipped with researchers, people that go do research. So that way they can go do research for you because you're too busy working all day, just like everybody else, just like me. You know what I'm saying? They go do the research. They bring back what they've found. They tell you where they found it, where you can find it. You know what I'm saying? They provide you with the information. Sometimes they give visual documentation of the actual documents that they read, where they found it and all that, to prove that, yeah, they lie. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows they lie. So why keep ignoring the fact that they lie? You know what I mean? So how does this affect you? It affects all of us directly. Directly. It just doesn't seem like it because it's being done on such a large scale. So you know what I'm saying? So it never seems like, oh, it's directly affecting you. But you know what I'm saying? When you step back and take a look at it, it is directly affecting you. These techniques that they use are subtle. You know what I'm saying? Because if they just say, yeah, we're doing this, then of course you're going to disagree. So they got to do whatever they got to do to convince you that, oh, it's okay for us to go over here and murder all these people and take over their shit. You know what I'm saying? So how does it affect you? It affects you. It's going to affect you when they come and take your boy and send him to war. You know what I'm saying? It affects you in your day-to-day life because every 4 years, you know what I'm saying, people are running out to go vote for a presidency that's actually a puppet position. You know what I'm saying? You think the president is ever going to do anything for you when every 4 years, it's the same song. They promise this, they promise that. None of it ever happens. Nothing ever gets better. Everything stays the same. That's the purpose of the presidency, to convince you that you have a say. Because none are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they're free. None are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they're free. So, you know what I'm saying? In order to convince people that they're free or that they have some type of say-so, you go through the motions of the presidency and all that. You know what I'm saying? The last president or presidents to have the people's interest at hand, you know what I'm saying, or at heart or whatever. You know what I'm saying? One was JFK. You know, he got smoked for trying to do something good for the people, and that was to move away from the fake dollar, which is controlled by the Federal Reserve, and move back to the gold standard. You know what I'm saying? The president before that, you know, to try to do something good for the people was Abraham Lincoln. He tried to print the greenback. You know what I'm saying? The greenback was a currency that would be printed by our government, which, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't be borrowed from the Federal Reserve, hence the national debt. All of the money that we have in circulation in our country is borrowed. So that means we are, as a group, as a whole society, we're working to try to pay off a national debt that's being borrowed by our government in your name. You know what I'm saying? That's why every citizen has a birth certificate and a social security card. After, you know, before 1933, none of us had birth certificates and social security cards, and the money was ran by the gold standard. But sometime in between when the Federal Reserve Act was signed, which was like 1913 or something like that, during the presidency for Woodrow Wilson, offered in exchange for support for his presidency, basically to allow the international bankers to gain control over the central bank of this country, which is the Federal Reserve, and that's the central bank that all the other banks get their money from, and that's who we all get our money from. And the people who own that privately owned bank is the Rothschild family, the richest family on earth. They also own almost every other central bank of every other country on earth, almost. There's only a few countries left who don't have a central bank that's owned and controlled by the ruling elite, the Illuminati, quote, 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 whatever, you know what I'm saying? They try to make it seem like it's stupid to believe that. That's so you won't believe it. That's so you'll shut the fuck up, go back to work, and just do your job and don't think anything's wrong or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And everybody thinks that they're too little to do anything about it, but everybody knows the power is in the people. You know what I'm saying? That's a saying that you heard, people say, great people, smarter than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just reporting what I've heard, you know what I'm saying, from other people who are actually smart, who go out and figure out all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, power is in the people. So that means if we can all come to a consensus that yes, these motherfuckers are doing something that we don't like, they're leading us down a path that we don't want to go down, you know what I'm saying? Because 99% of people are good people, most people are good people, most people don't want to just go to some country and murder people because, you know what I'm saying, because of some false flag attack, you know what I'm saying? One of the first things you have to be able to do is to look at things and realize that you're being lied to. Because if you can't determine or decipher when you're being lied to or when something is real versus when something is false, then the person lying to you can manipulate you and lead you in any which direction that they want to lead you to. You know what I'm saying? And that the direction that they've been leading us in lately is a direction of basically genocide. You know what I'm saying? And people in this country think it doesn't affect them because nobody's blowing up your buildings and nobody's dropping bombs on your houses and stuff like that. And nobody cares about the guy that lives over there, those people that live over there. Who cares about their kids? Who cares that they're getting blown up? Who cares people are getting killed by the millions? Who cares that we're all being manipulated and put against each other for the purposes and the agenda of just a small group of people who are doing the manipulating? How is it possible for a small group of people to do such manipulating? Easily. It's called compartmentalization. Have you ever seen the pyramid with the little pyramid, that goes down and it has the little lines for, it has the banking and it has the education and it has the, the military and then it has the intelligence agencies and it has, the court system and it has, and then it has the bottom layer and then the top layer and then blah, 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 all the way up until you get to the top little triangle, you know what I'm saying? And that's where the people dwell that know what's going on in all these different facets or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's compartmentalization. The people at the bottom don't know what the guy above him knows, don't know what the guy above him knows, and the guy above him don't know what he knows, and so on and so forth. It's not that difficult. They've worked for hundreds of years to get themselves into this type of position, you know what I'm saying, to basically rule without the people being ruled questioning their authority, you know what I'm saying? And whenever you open your mouth to question things, you're ridiculed and criticized by not only the people that you're questioning, but also by your peers who you're questioning for. Like, I'm asking these questions for all of us. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking these questions so that way your kids and my kids and all of our kids don't get shipped off to some type of war. They're not going to send me. I already done been there and did that. They don't want me. They're not going to draft me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I would go to war in a heartbeat if it was necessary and if it was under something true. You know what I'm saying? But once you discover that you're being lied to, it's a very difficult thing to face. You know what I'm saying? It breaks your heart to find out that you've been lied to and that all these people have died under false pretenses. It's really heartbreaking. It's really hard to face up to. It's really a big pill to swallow. But either swallow it or get led to the slaughter. One of the two. You know what I'm saying? Nobody thinks nothing's going on until it's right there at your door. Until somebody's shooting you in your face with a gun. Until somebody's knocking you down and dragging you out. Oh, then you'll be like, oh shit. It's just like when you drive a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? You don't drive your vehicle until there's no oil. You know what I'm saying? Until it seizes up. You take preventative measures to see to it that it doesn't seize up, correct? Yeah. So, it's up to us to take these preventative measures to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, we don't get seized up. That's all I be saying. It's not complex, you know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand, like, you know, it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a very difficult pill to swallow. You know what I'm saying? It breaks your heart to find that out. Don't think I don't feel that way. I do. But guess what? I've learned to accept reality. You know what I'm saying? Either accept reality or continue an illusion and follow the illusion until that shit leads to your destruction. Nah, not me. I'm good on that. But anyway, so, you know, to think that it doesn't affect you, yes, it affects you. You know what I'm saying? We're individuals make up the group. And individually, every single day, day in, day out, we go to work, and the government taxes your paycheck and takes away however many percent. It's a large percent, actually. It's like each person works up to 3 to 4 months, you know what I'm saying, out of the year goes to paying your taxes or whatever. So, the federal income tax was never ratified. It was never a legal thing. You know what I'm saying? That's also can be proven. I mean, it's been proven. I mean, it's public knowledge. You know, there's thousands of people that know that. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the rest of the people who refuse to believe that it's true or refuse to think about what that means. What does that mean? That means that you spend 8 hours a day at work. You know what I'm saying? 2 of those hours goes to pay your taxes. You're being robbed of your time. All we have in our life is our time. The most valuable resource that a human being has is time, because your body is going to get old and is going to die. So you're being robbed, essentially, of your life. Okay, oh, you don't think that affects you? Yeah, it affects you. It affects you, me, everybody, our kids. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just think that, I mean, I ain't no super duper wise man who knows how to formulate a new structure of a whole new society or nothing like that. But you know what? I know that this shit's broken. I know that. But anyway, hopefully somebody watched the video and feels what I'm saying and agrees. You know what I'm saying? All this information that's out there that's available that will enable you to see these things, you know what I'm saying, shouldn't be ignored. I mean, it's right there. It's made easy, you know what I'm saying, to learn. It's made easy for everybody to learn. And all of us together can fix it. You know what I mean? Me, all I can do is spread the word, you know what I'm saying, because there's power in people. I don't have no power by myself. Just like, I know y'all seen Planet of the Apes. What's his name say? Caesar? One ape. And he takes the stick and he snaps it. One ape. But then he takes the sticks and bundles them together, and he says, apes together, strong. Right? Yeah, exactly. Very simple concept. Shit, get with the program. Feel me?